Welcome to my database tutorial using Microsoft Access. Alright, so today we're going to learn about how to use um, tables, um, queries, forms, and how to create reports. So let me just open mine. So open Supercar database. As you can see on the side, it shows a table is car, one of the queries, car queries, form car, and report car. So if I double click on the table, it shows me all my entries basically of what. So as you can see, I chose all supercars to database about. Um, so you can see all these acceleration. You could change them, such as double click it. I could change it to whatever else. You could change these. One thing about them is suppose you want them especially in numbers only instead of letters. You can click on that, and you could A to Z, Z to A. There you go. So as you can see, it only goes from alphabetically B down, or acceleration 4.4 all the way down to 2.3 seconds. I just reversed it back. So this time now, Ariel Atom 500 is the fastest acceleration. I can see how many models they've made, stuff like that. So this is basically really important if you want to categorize a lot of stuff, and if you want to make a user able to find, suppose, what cars have a V8 engine, or what cars have, suppose, what cars were produced in date, suppose 2013, such as that. So if you click on cars query, it shows me basically all that, but more details. So I can click view. This lets me edit it. So design view, as you can see, it lets me edit what I've done. So manufacturer, I could change it to anything else here. Select that. Now the forms. Form is where this is the version that the user sees, and the user can easily switch and search for any form. So click that. Check all these. So the reason why these are coming as hashtags is because the box itself is not big enough to support all the numbers, such as for this one, the V6, there's that much space left in them, but the horsepower, there's not that much space in them. So to change these, you would have to go to view and then go to design view. As you can see here, this is where you can make the box is bigger or smaller corresponding on what you want. So as you can see, I'm gonna make this bigger. Allow for top speed. There you go. Now let's go back to form view. As you can see, there you go. The Lamborghini has 691 horsepower, top speed 217. As you can see, there's a little bit extra space right there, and you can edit that using design view, make it a little bit more smaller, not that big. As more you use it, it gets easier to use, form like that. So there's all these types. You can see I can search for them and it'll all be there. Now report is basically where it's a report for, suppose you want to use a company and you want to show all the supercars that you have created or whatever. And so as you can see, Ariel, manufacturer, acceleration, it shows you in a much more cleaner way, whereas in the table it's just raw data. The cars report, you can edit them. So if you go to view, design view, it's the same idea concept here. You can change the color for this. So suppose caption visible. You can data event. So format it. Suppose I want font color font size, I can make it much more bigger here, 22. Make the font bigger. There's, suppose I want to insert a text box in here. I would use that, and I'd click on that, and then as you can see, text box appears here. I can now type in this, such as saying fast cars, and it saves there. As you can see, I can change the, go to home, go to report design, arrange format. I could change this inside, make it yellow, change the font to red maybe, and once I go to home, I can go back to report view, and this has to, so I'll put 14, okay, and you can see that it shows 14 here as before. So get rid of this, so undo that. You can make this bigger, make sure it's perfectly under that. So the way to create, suppose, a query is to go to table and then go to create, and you click query wizard. This software helps Access helps you make a query easily. So just go to query wizard, load. You gotta save it. Alright, so there's many different ones if you want. For me, the simple query gets fine easily. You could select which fields are going to be in your query. So ID isn't really important unless you want to number down. So I'm just going to click all these in that order. And I click next. I want to see, I could show in detail. I could summary. Detail lets you edit it better. And I could change the title. I can change the title to I can modify the query design so I could edit it. Click finish. It opens up another query for me, such as that. So in supercars, I could go to view, design view. I can change, so I can do a lot of stuff in this one. I can change all these. Suppose I want to put the horsepower again, and if I click run, it'll instead of showing me that, it's only going to show me horsepower on this. I can make this bigger, make that cars, the horsepower, but I don't really want that, so I'm just going to back that. Okay. So another thing we can create is a report, such as a form is really based on a report, so let's do the form instead first. So let's go back to table, go to create, and you guys can see there's form design, blank form, and form wizard. So since for beginners I suggest form wizard because it guides you through the process. So again, we don't really need ID, just gonna click manufacturer and then just alright, just gonna get rid of ID then. Alright. So next. Most common one, the easiest to do is justified, as you can edit better and everything is centered. Click next, what title you want. Super cars. Open the form and I can click modify the form design. Finish. And as you can see, there you go. Now if I view this right now, form view, it looks all messed up. So the only way to make it better is, suppose, just make them all centered. It tells you all about the manufacturers. Suppose I want to change that. Model. So if you go to view now, you can see supercar is centered, and the first data point is selected. As you can see, the manufacturer area. If I choose second, it will show me Porsche 918 Spider. So this looks a little bit different, as I haven't really say change these, make them more better looking. But once I've edited it and everything, it should look like this, as it looks better. So all these, that's the out of form, right? So let's go back to the first one, Lamborghini. So those are how to make forms. Now if you want to create a report, such as like that, you would go to tables, you would go to here again, and report wizard. So basically, if for beginners in Microsoft Access how to create databases, query wizard, form wizard, report wizard really helps you through the tough process. So if you click report wizard, transfer everything, get rid of the ID, next. So grouping is when put say one underneath the another. So suppose I'll just move that there. Manufacturer, everything would be under model. Acceleration would be under manufacturer. Click next. So record, so model first, and then acceleration, and I can choose which way it goes. So ascending, descending. Let's click next, see what happens. So it shows you which side you want. I would prefer the landscape, as you have more space to say have your report, all the different entries, block or outline. I would prefer the step version and landscape. Next, cars, so I'll change that to supercars again. And I can click modify the report design and finish. As you can see here, right there. So you can see that if I go to view and you click report view, this for supercars, it looks, oh, right here, sorry about that. See, and this looks, it does a lot for you, but as you can see, a lot of them is cut off and they're really close to each other. Whereas if you really, say if you edit them, it becomes in a nice spaced environment. If you could, so let's go to supercars. So the way to edit them is basically the same as idea. Just go to design view, and you could suppose drag in the middle. See, as you can see here, see they all squish together. So the best idea is, since you don't need that big of a box for the engine type, you could make it smaller. So shrink it down a little bit, move that over there, maybe increase that horsepower, page header, so report view, engine type, so there's a lot of this back and forth to really get the right say the right stuff. But yeah, this is how you use Access, Microsoft Access and database, all these. So I hope this helped you. So